What's up? It's your bro from Mythic Pool. I'm here with Zach Zachi. How are you doing today?
Whoa. Are we Paul?
Hey, whoa. We pulling?
Dude, I'm doing great, dude. My guild loves that. Says it every time we pull. Never would have
Yeah.
thought a guild like mine could, be so
Yeah, about
loving.
13 times in my raid, I hear, are we dancing? Are we pulling? 13 times a fucking raid, dude. It's soft. I can't leave it alone. No, I love it, dude. I think it's great.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Get
doing
that,
good.
get that stuck in like the jingle, brother. It's a jingle. It's like the ba da ba ba ba. I'm loving it. That's type of shit. You know, it's the
Yep.
it's the jingle of World of Warcraft. Wait,
Are we the McDonald's of wait.
of guide making? Yes, we are.
Oh,
Slap
dang
some
it.
cheese on it, and you got ready check pull.
But dude,
Yeah, how you doing? How you doing? How was
thing.
this week? How was Mythic? How was like you had a busy week this week, man.
Dude, it's been this has been crazy. I mean, we say it every time, but like, you know, expansion launch is always crazy and super busy and a blur and everything's awesome. But then you and I have this ready check bull thing going on also, which alone is like equally as crazy and exciting and awesome. And I don't know, just a lot going on. But yeah, we got into some Mythic week. So we're diving into the Mythic. We're seeing what the world first guilds are doing. That's what we're gonna be talking about today is a lot of world first stuff and I don't know, just like what we've been seeing this week with how classes are going, how the raid's going, uh, and whatever else news, the big old Torghast nerfs, how that's playing out. But yeah, a lot to talk about this week. Mythic
Some big
raid week.
class developments coming in the rating scene. Some we knew about, some we definitely got debated about.
Yeah, definitely. There's some weird stuff going on, dude.
But yeah, what do you want to talk about first? Like, I think I would like to talk about the disgrace that is Frostmage for just a second so we can get it out of the way. Can we do this?
Yeah, we can start
What
off
is this? I only played Mage so I could play Frostmage. Not really. Obviously, I was like, oh, I'll play it. Whatever's good. And I'm stuck. It's in the dirt, dude. Dude, Frostmage is absolutely in the dirt right now. Everyone was like, you got to be Venthyr Frostmage. Everything else is dog shit. It is garbage. And it's like pisses me off because that's the raid leading rotation that I needed. I needed that level of thought, right? Like Icelands, that's all I had to do. And now I have to fucking manage either mana with 300 cooldowns or I have to get the perfect burst in this short ass window with fire. Like, it's a mess, dude.
Yep. Everybody got debated, including every world first raider I ever heard said anything about Mage. I think literally all of them hard committed. We're playing Frost and we're playing I'm going Venthyr for Frost. All of them. I didn't fucking ask all of them, right? I'm not researching all that shit, but that's all you ever heard.
But you know.
And then boom, turns out they're one of the worst specs in the game, heroic week. And then every spec that was like kind of on that level, they all got buffed. And Frostmage didn't. So Frostmage just sucks, bro. It might actually be the worst spec in the raid. Say in the raid, let's say, maybe not in the game. But because every other spec got buffed or something. A little something. Maybe they're still bad, but they got something. Frostmage just got left in the dust, dude. And it's how do I say it? It's not a design thing. You know what I'm saying? Like this raid would be good for Frostmage. It's all single target or stacked cleave. That's Frostmage City, but they're just undertuned.
Yeah, and when it comes to like the way that the legendaries work with abilities and spells and talents, all that shit works fine. Frost plays great.
Yep.
It's just not putting out the numbies.
Dude, and then like the saving grace for Frostmage was supposed to be okay, maybe they're undertuned, but just wait till we get to Mythic Stone Legion Generals. That's gonna be the fight where they're worth
No. It was before that. It was before that because Huntsman. It's gonna crush Huntsman, Altamore, and it's definitely going to be good for Stone Legions. No, not true.
Yeah, you still turns out you still play fire, and fire mage is like kind of a sleeper, bro. Like this spec is insane. Like, what do you know? Like the journey that this spec has gone on from Nyalotha to being the worst possible spec in beta, like literally not working, to then being the best possible spec at the end of beta out
Yep.
of nowhere.
Yep.
And then everybody's like, oh no, you're gonna play Frost in the raid. Forget about fire. And now all of a sudden fire is the best spec for literally every fight. And it's just popping off. Well, not overall, but for mages. And it's actually a
Bro,
good
listen.
spec for every fight. It's just like wild.
Fire,
It's like
I
they
did not
made Scorch
expect
Fist
to
for
be
fire
as
mage.
fun as it is. Like, I don't like it in dungeons. I slap my like. I maybe I just don't know it in dungeons. Let me say that.
Dude,
But like, I
once you
don't
get used
like
to it,
it
oh my.
because like I like the arcane. Like I really am digging the execute on arcane where you do the touch of the magi barrage into a arcane or barrage into fucking arcane spam barrage, like, and it just does so much. Like, I love that. It feels so good, it plays so good. I like arcane in dungeons. But I didn't expect, everyone kept telling me fire's easier than arcane. Fire's, you got to play fire. And I was like, it's like
Yep.
nervous about it or something. And dude, I did it last week. I suck. Like, I'm being dead. I feel like I'm a good player at this game. I feel like, I've had my fair share of 99s and 100s and different, like, at different levels, right? I fucking am terrible right now. I am absolutely dog shit, but I was able to lead without being the one that held the group behind. And I was surprised because Arcane is so much more difficult to try to manage and lead while also doing, decent numbers.
Yeah, I feel that.
But
Arcane
did you
is
see, like,
deceptive. Like,
bro, there's 80 Arcane mages in Mythic, and they're at the top right now. What do you feel about that? I know you don't like statistics, because there's not a lot, but statistically, they're crushing.
yeah, you're getting jebaited, dude, because you're doing the classic Warcraft logs jebait. Actually, one of the main reasons why Arcane Mage is like relevant at all for Mythic was because of the Huntsman Altimore
I know. I know.
shade explosion thing, and Blizzard took it away.
Yeah,
Blizzard
it's gone.
got rid of it, man. The one thing Arcane Mage had, and now it's
Yep.
gone. And actually, now that I'm looking at it, which is kind of hilarious, the like highest parse, if you want, or highest rank on Huntsman Altimore is an arcane mage using a fire mage legendary. Or wait,
That's
maybe
so
wait,
dumb.
that might work with arcane, but it's probably really
It
bad.
does. You're
But
talking
yeah,
about the helm?
yeah, it's just kind
Yeah,
of
yeah, it
hilarious.
works.
So yeah, dude, mage has just been in like mage in general has just been in this weird blender of like everybody's thinking it's frost, and then it's I don't even know. It's hard to keep track. But fire is definitely the play right
Yep.
now. Arcane is like I don't know. It's just not worth it, dude. It doesn't even fire is just too good. It's too strong.
Wait a second. There actually has not been a single arcane mage on Hungering Destroyer. What?
Yeah, dude. Okay. Speaking of
By the way, just
mythic
so everyone
fights,
knows,
bro.
this podcast is going to be all over the place, dude. We've had a rough week. We've been rating a lot. We've been thinking a lot. Like, this podcast is going to be all over the place. Just strap in, enjoy the ride, ask some questions. We'll answer the questions. Just a little primer, let you guys know what's happening.
Yeah. I was gonna say, dude, this raid. Okay, so we got the little surprise tuning, so to speak, of normal and heroic, which was just like crazy. Maybe it's
Yep.
just an item level thing. I don't know, because now it's like pretty normal. Now, like you go once you have the gear, it's not that crazy. It's just a gear thing, I think. But now I feel like we're getting a little bit of a surprise with Mythic too, because everybody's thinking like, okay, well, if heroics create feeling like this overtuned, maybe Mythic is going to feel crazy too. And so far it's not a disappointment. We're definitely not in Emerald Nightmare, you know what I mean?
That's
Because
for
like
sure.
the world first guilds, they are on, you got 3 guilds right now that are tied for first, so to speak, that are all working on Stone Legion generals. So they haven't cleared the raid, right? And they're not close to killing Stone Legion generals, and it's Saturday. Maybe they don't even kill it tomorrow. And then they got to start working on supposedly the harder boss, which has a hidden mythic aspect to it. So who knows how that's going to go. So dude, this tier this tier might go into Christmas, bro. But anyway, what I was gonna say is
That sounds like one of those like this might go into infinity. Like, you know, this one might go
this
into
might go on
Christmas,
forever.
but it
Yeah,
might actually go into Christmas.
but yeah, even the so you got Mythic Shriekwing, which 1,000 guilds have killed, which is crazy. Mythic Shriekwing is pretty damn easy. It's a true first Mythic boss experience. It's you'd almost like recommend going into Mythic Shriekwing rather than Heroic Denathrius. Like they're
Yeah.
pretty comparable, once you see what's going on. And I think I actually would recommend doing that. But anyway, but dude, the jump from or at least there have been some nerfs now, but the jump from Shriekwing to literally any of the other 3 bosses that you could go to is crazy. Which most people go to Huntsman Altamore, which that fight is not easy at all. Because you have to, I mean, like the first guilds that were doing it were doing some immune shenanigans to get through it, and it's like a crazy healer check. And dude, like this raid is no joke on Mythic. And like my guild just killed we killed Hunger and Destroyer, and then we just killed Artificer Zymox. That fight is crazy.
Yeah.
Especially
That is
playing a
an
mage.
insane.
Dude, like I
You
don't know
have
if
a clip.
maybe
I gotta hype you up because you're not gonna do it. You're a very humble type guy, you know.
oh god.
There's a clip
Oh no.
where this guy he has to wait for a roar. I'm gonna jumble it up, so don't correct me, right? But he has to wait for a roar. So then he drops his alter time. It's a ability that ports you back to where you were. So it drops his alter time, starts booking it, blinks to a seed, grabs the seed, blinks to where he has to drop the seed off, and then hits the alter time to go all the way back to where he was supposed to go with half a second left for the seed to blow up and kill him. And then he has to do that 100 times a night. It's fucking absolutely insane shit going on right now.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you probably see like clips of like the world first raiders doing it, and you're like, oh my god, this player's a god. It's the best player I've ever. How did he do this? And then you get there as a mage, and you're like, oh, that's just something you have to do every time. Oh,
yeah, every time.
Oh,
did you mess it up yet? Where like you were the one that fucked the seed up?
Oh, for sure. Yeah, because it's like, yeah, it's the most punishing. Like, it's crazy. Like it's not. I don't know. I don't want to blow it out of proportion, but like. It's got a Mission Impossible kind of feel that you have to do more than once. And it's kind of weird because that fight is like pretty damn simple if you don't have to do a seed on Mythic. Like you're just kind of doing Artificer Zymox and like just chilling in one spot of the room. But dude, if any of you ever get to Mythic Artificer and you are assigned a seed, strap in because oh my god, you're gonna have to plan some things out. And it's gonna be a little stressful. But
it kind of reminds me of it reminds me of there's two you remember Iminar? Like you get that like chance to do like the Iminar bridge, and it like kind of reminds me of that. It's like super fun, super fast, and super risky the whole time. Yep. And then you have to constantly do that as you're progressing through. So it reminds me of shit like that. I love shit like that in fights.
Yeah, it's crazy. But
until you're the one doing it.
The step up. So Mythic Shriekwing is pretty damn easy. It's kind of a joke. It's a lot like Heroic Shriek. But the step up from there is just crazy. Huntsman is like doable, still crazy. Hungering Destroyer is like just a mess. And then you get to like Sun King Salvation, Artificer Zymox, all that other stuff. The jump gets crazy. It goes from 1,000 guilds to like 30. You know what I mean? Like it's a steep drop. But it seems like they're all kind of the same. Like once you get past, Hungering Destroyer, it's like the next 5 are all about like equal difficulty. I don't know. I'm curious to see like how our guild gets through all that and how people the different strats people come up with that you don't necessarily need when you're pushing like a world first kind of just crazy cutting edge situation. But this raid is looking good, bro. Like this raid is not letting us down. Especially for a first raid of an expansion, like this raid is not messing around. It's a blast.
I was just telling my guild as we were raiding, I was like, well, it seems like normal Sludge Fist and then heroics Stone Legion generals and Sire to Nathrius, Shriekwing are all the same like level. Like those, like, you know, normal Sludge Fist, and then those guys are all the same level. And then Huntsman is like, maybe Huntsman and Sire are like a little bit closer than the other ones or whatever. And like, you know, Huntsman is a little bit harder, but then it's fucking good luck. Now you're in Mythic territory. After Huntsman, you are in Mythic territory, and you better be fucking on point.
Yeah. For real. I'm expecting some nerfs to come through, because that's something we were talking about the other day, where it, like, you know, in tiers past, I think in every tier of BFA, there was always some like passive it's like not the raid getting nerfed, but like your character just getting more powerful for like no reason. You just have more stats, or you have more corruption is like the best example. You just get more corruption over time, even if
Yep.
your gear is the same. Where then the raid gets nerfed indirectly, and that happened in like every tier. In old tier, it was like the re-origination array thing, where you just have more stats, do more damage, whatever. That's not a thing this tier. The only not really. Like, you get renown, which eventually gets you a second potency conduit. That's just a one-time thing, really, and it's like 1% damage. You know, it's nothing crazy. Uh, but this raid doesn't really have you know, a passive nerf that's going on. So this
Yeah,
raid might be like
there's no artifact
historically difficult.
like there's no artifact weapon that's gonna eventually give you more, you know, crazier and crazier abilities. There's no tier set bonus that is gonna give you more crazy abilities like we've seen in Old Deer. Like there's none of that. Like the raid's gonna get easier over time based off of whatever the fuck. Like it's just, you get the gear, the fights become easier. You don't get the gear, the fights never become easier. And I
Yeah.
think that's going to be crazy. That means they're probably going to have to do sweeping nerfs like every like
Yeah.
month or so, right?
That's what I was about to say. Yeah, I think we're gonna see like heavier nerfs down the line, since there's no passive thing. So I don't know. And like, we also don't know, like, I don't know. This raid is just like surpassing expectations. You know what I mean? And actually, Shadowlands as a whole is kind of doing that, where the raid is pretty good, not letting us down. Class design doesn't feel as bad as BFA. You know what I mean? Like, maybe we're not in perfect class design town, but like class design's pretty okay. A lot of people are liking their spec. I haven't heard many complaints, especially with the GCD changes and stuff like that. Like,
Yep.
people are pretty happy about that. Titan forging being gone. I don't know, maybe there's a little bit of a split with how people feel about that, but I'm a big fan of having a abyss list, so to speak, of getting a piece of gear and
Same.
just being done. I'm digging that a lot. And a lot of the top players, I think, are liking, uh, you know, not having an infinite grind. Well, they always find something you can grind infinitely. Grinding them off for sockets, you know, like, what are you gonna do? But there's no infinite grind. People are loving that. Even Torghast, like, people are kind of hit or miss on Torghast, but Blizzard actually just nerfed Torghast a ton, and I mean, I for one like it more now. It's easier, but it's accomplishing, I don't know. I don't know how to say it. It's still accomplishing the same goal. It just takes less time. You get to mess around and get cool powers, do crazy stuff in Torghast. Like,
Yeah. So
dude, Shadowlands is pretty good. I don't know. I'm gonna say it.
so
Pretty good.
yeah, so I'm digging it right now. I feel like, you know, I saw your friend Sloot's interview with Ian. You know, you guys are real close buddies. And like Ian
Who?
was saying that it's a Sloot. Uh you know the bag, and he
Yeah.
was he was saying that Ian was saying that, you know, it's a success by every metric. Like it's just been a success
Yeah.
for them fucking throughout the whole, every checklist that they can possibly check off of, is this a success, they said it is. So he's they're like really really happy about that. But Torghast, like I'm a little torn on the Torghast nerfs, because so I haven't gone into the new Torghast yet, and I am excited that they nerfed it, because I think that there needed to be more powers. I didn't think that they really needed to nerf. I do think that they needed to add more powers, and you had to get more throughout the, you know, the your Torghast run. Now, I had some of the best moments I've had in Shadowlands were in 5-man Torghast runs. Now, that could just be because the 5 people I was with, were, you know, super fun to play with, funny, having, you know, laughing. Like even if someone fucks up, does something stupid, it was like, you know, a big joke trying to get through this like this super hard layer 8 as we were going through. And then, you know, magic happens and you get the right the 3 or 4 right anima powers, and then you 2-shot the boss after struggling the whole way through, right? So like there's like really cool kind of gaming moments that I'll remember forever are in that struggle. Now, if I have to now, my friend Heavy had mentioned, he goes, that he agrees with, but he said that if you have to do this every single week, that is not what you want to be doing. You don't want to have to struggle for 2 hours. That's something that you want to do once or twice, and then you're done, because that's the experience that you had. You know, it's just like playing any single player game. You want to do it once or something, maybe twice, but you don't want to keep doing that shit over and over. If there's something that you have to do, you want to get in, you want to get out, and you want to use your time somewhere else, which is great that they're going to be putting in the twisting corridors, because that is the something else. If you want it to be that hard and to move up and to keep getting crazier and crazier, that's going to eventually be coming out. I don't know when, but so I think the nerfs were absolutely perfect right now, even though I did have some of the greatest moments in Shadowlands in Torghast, but I think with the twisted nether, or is that the twisting corridors? I'm getting mixed up with fucking other expansions.
Too long, dude.
Wait, everything's just a big ass blur, and they reuse everything all the time anyways. So that's what I'm thinking. So yeah, Torghast, awesome. I think that the nerfs were probably very needed. There are classes that literally just couldn't get through it. You know, arcane mage, fire mage, and, you know, frost mage all being one. But yeah, so I think it's great.
Something about Torghast, which is nice, is if you're blasting through it, you feel like it's too easy, just fucking run to the end and kill the last guy. You know what I mean? Like, you can make it, if you want, you can make it more difficult on yourself, I guess is what I'm trying to say. You can pull everything.
Yeah. But that's like saying, like, I like hard raids, but you could take your gear off and try that raid. You're not gonna do that.
I get that it's like a constellation thing, right? But like, the point is, if it's feeling like it's too easy, you can go through it faster. I don't know if that makes sense. You can just
you can blow through it as fast as you possibly can.
Like, you don't have to go through all the extra little side ways to get more powers. You just go blitz to the end and then try to get through it faster, and that's maybe what makes it more difficult, or, you know, something like that. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think it was a good change.
I think through the board, getting more powers is just, that is what Torghast is about. Give people powers and let the fucking cards just fall where they do, right? Like, that is, I think that is for sure. Like, even if they didn't nerf, which they probably had to, right? But even if they didn't nerf, just giving people a boatload of powers. Like, we went through some Torghast where we had 15 powers at the end boss. That's not fun. Like, I just seen someone just posted a screenshot in our Discord where they had like 40 powers at the last boss. It's like, what?
Like, that's way cooler.
Yeah,
and that's
like
how it was that's like how it was in beta, which is like why we were so like happy about it in beta, because you had like more floors to work with, you got more powers in general, so you were just a god. You would like, right, I just did Torghast right before this podcast on my monk, where if I ever pressed Weapons of Order, which lasts like 30 seconds, I could just jump. All I had to do was jump around and everything would just die around me. It's just jumping and rolling through the entire place.
You could get that that power that makes your jump even more powerful. So you're just like floating just around the world.
But and at some point, like, I don't know, it's like I don't know. Torghast is cool. You
know what I just learned about Torghast, and I did not know this until literally last week, is that maybe it was like more like 5 days ago, whatever, is that some abilities only show up if you selected a different ability or a previous ability. So like,
really?
Yeah, dude, I got the ice block doesn't cover your feet one, which is so fucking funny. Like, that is to be the funniest one, that it doesn't cover your feet and you just keep moving, right? But then you can get, because I got a power that while moving in ice block, you do massive AoE damage.
What?
And I was like, that is the coolest fucking thing ever,
No
that I got a
way.
power based on a power that I got before. It was so awesome.
Wait, I'm just learning about this now. What?
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
because I
Really,
because
like,
I would never take that power in a million years, right? But like
never,
knowing that
right?
there
And I
might
only did it to
wait,
laugh. I literally only did it
yeah.
because I know that one of my friends would have laughed while
Oh,
we were doing the tour gas.
that's
And then
crazy.
I got another one. It was like, while moving in fucking in ice block, you now
Huh,
pulse for AoE around you. It's like, and it was so much damage. It was like an insane
huh.
amount of damage. So yeah, that just leads me to think that maybe some of these ones that I thought were hot garbage, maybe they have some trickle downs.
Huh. Yeah, I gotta look that up now, or I guess I just gotta start taking weird powers to see see what I
Yeah,
get,
take
dude.
the one that's just useless all the time, then you
These-
might get. That's
yeah,
insane.
yeah. All right. So, can we talk about this? Is kind of back to a previous topic. Can we talk about what you originally titled this podcast?
Oh, okay, okay, okay.
Because I feel like
So
that's
what
a
was
hot
that?
topic. Dude. I might have debated people a little bit there. So, okay, I don't know. Can you explain it? Because I don't know.
Okay, so Zach's was going to use the bathroom, you see, and we're about to start this here podcast, and I was like, what are we going to talk about this week? Well, we're going to talk about Mythic rating and probably the world first race. And the first thing that came to my mind was that Limit had their stream turned off when they killed Council of Blood. Now everyone knows that they did it in all fairness. Everything was legit. They posted the video afterwards. So I just decided to write, and the title, Did Limit Cheat? Or Is Limit Cheating? As a complete joke. And I come
Uh,
back because I go get a drink. I come back to about 50 comments of like, they didn't cheat. You're just mad. And then Zach's is like, what's this title? And I was like,
uh,
I was joking, man. It's just a joke.
dude,
Holy. We're in
you
the
basically this is like okay, the whole like world first race is it's getting into like it's like sports teams territory where like you like limit or you hate limit or you like echo or you like pieces or whoever it is and you like them or you hate them and when somebody talks shit about your team you talk shit about them back you don't even know who they are so dude when you said is limit cheating dude everybody who loves limit sees that like fuck you limit's not cheating like dude they freak out can't say
we
stuff
got
like that dude
more
too many
dislikes
people.
on this podcast before we started speaking than we've gotten on every podcast other than this one combined.
Dude,
Like,
I think that's like such a good display that like people really give a shit about this world first stuff.
oh
Like
yeah.
they actually care. Like there's a
Did you
reason people like the
did you
viewage is
see
so
the
high.
the Warcraft logs has the cool little interface now showing how many pulls like they're on each boss, what boss they're on, like who's where they're at in the race, and like like
Yeah, they have
Warcraft
a
logs. I did not expect them to cover it as well as they're doing. They have like a little news feed as well for like other guilds that aren't in the top whatever 20.
yeah, yeah.
I think it's dope.
Definitely interesting because
Then
they're
you
I
have the
think the
Raider
most
IO people, and then you have the Mythic Trap people. There's a lot of people who are covering this race. It's starting to become a thing, man. There's actually damn, that sucks. I forgot the name of it, but I wanted to show you this. It was like there's a YouTube channel that's it's like a famous website, not famous, whatever. It's a World of Warcraft website that we know, but they're covering the race, and it's so well done. They talk about where Limit is, like what they did to get certain aspects. It's like kind of like the ESPN, like quick takes on like different games. And I was like, man, this race to world first is like, this is bringing WoW back, like
oh, yeah,
1,000%. This
I think
race to
so.
world first is literally like pulling WoW from the depths of like hell, and obviously Shadowlands not being BFA is helping that, but I think
Yeah.
yeah,
And
I think
like
it's sweet.
more seems like more guilds than ever. I don't know if it's true, but it feels like more guilds than ever are like going for it. You know what I mean? Like more guilds are actively raiding all day, every day, and getting like
Yep.
sponsorships and shit. Like getting
Sponsorships are the
companies
big thing. Yeah.
companies are interested in it because it gets so many views and like, dude, people are like, you know, I like it. This is dope. If anything is gonna like bring interest back to WoW, right? It's been waning over the years, especially with BFA. If anything is gonna bring interest back to WoW,
Yeah.
it's world first rating, right?
It's
Like
what
I
you
don't
were
know what
saying a
else
long
is it.
time ago with like is there anything else that can bring WoW more into the spotlight to newer faces or to people who haven't played in 10 years or the people who aren't on the expansion treadmill. And we were like, well, I mean, the world first race is a niche little audience, whatever, but then they get 160,000 views from Method, like doing the whole world race to world first, and then it
Right.
like blows up to being like three different companies are now getting hundreds of thousands of viewers on their streams and shit for like 2 weeks straight. It's like a
Yep.
really big deal, and it's starting to get even bigger. And I think it's cool as shit. And now every single person in their mother is making guides. It's like holy.
Yeah. There's too many, you know what I mean?
Hey, do you think it has anything to do with the coronas? Like people just like are like, they're using their time doing whatever they're doing, and now since you can't go outside, and now you don't have any pestering wives or girlfriends or boyfriends or husbands just like pestering you to go do things, like you can actually just chill.
No, dude, it's just WoW's popping off, dude. Because everybody was so tired of BFA. That classic is popping off now. Shadowlands is looking good. Everybody, that's
Oh
popping
yeah,
off, dude. Like
classic. Yep.
everybody's just hype about Shadowlands. Everybody's interested in WoW. Like right now, it's the second highest game directory on Twitch, which is
That's
like
dope.
what behind? Well, just chatting. I don't know if you can even count that. It's not even a fucking game. Whatever. But
It's the
it's
best
above like
game on Twitch.
Minecraft. Yeah, there you go. It's the highest, yeah, above Minecraft, Fortnite, Poggers, and like brand new games.
What is that, by
You
the
know,
way? What is Fortnite Poggers?
I don't know, dude. It's some Zoomer shit. It is what it is. Can't keep up with
Jesus,
them.
dude.
But
You are a
yeah,
Zoomer. What are you talking about?
no, but
No.
yeah,
Oh
WoW's
wait, is this
popping
on
off.
Twitch? Yes, this is on Twitch. It's only on Twitch through my Twitch stream, Jimfro. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know. Raid is dope. It's good for a first raid. The expansion as a whole is dope. Torias is pretty good. Uh, we were just talking about it right before this about how there's a lot of really sick stuff going on in Shadowlands where it's like it's checking a lot of the boxes that everybody wanted, even
Yeah.
people that I didn't expect. Like I was watching a video by Pyromancer yesterday. If anybody knows who that
Yep.
is, the lore guy, who used to actually Mythic raid. Um, and he was like made a video talking about the things that he liked about it, and he was saying like the lore obviously is amazing, and he's the leveling he felt like was way better than BFA because it was like more linear and stuff like that. So and the art obviously is awesome. So I don't know, dude. I'm just hearing like from every which way. People are saying Shadowlands is just like checking
PvPers
boxes
are
for them.
loving it.
Yeah, even PvP, yeah, which is weird because they
Even
added
Zach's
all they
PvPing,
needed.
dude, all week, dude. All
Oh,
week, Zach has been doing nothing but PvP. He's
oh
been
no!
loving
Don't
it.
get me.
He's been loving it.
No! Don't get me started, dude. Yeah, even PvPers are kind of digging what's going on. It's not ideal. Which okay, that's the thing that's going on. That's what I was trying to get at. My whole point is like all this checking so many boxes that are all good, if not amazing, and like things we wanted for so long. Uh, but there's still these little like seemingly like obvious issues with the game where it's something as simple as like the maw. Whether you like the maw or not, you can't mount. It's like that's just a pretty
Yeah.
simple decision. I don't know. That one seems like maybe you shouldn't have done that one. I don't know. That one seems pretty obvious. Or things like little grievances with like Mythic Plus only dropping 2 pieces of loot. It's like okay, I like that there's no Titan forging. That's amazing. Whether and it depends on how you feel about that. Um, and it's like more deterministic, whatever. But two, there's only dude. I just timed Yeah, I just timed a plus 14. All I get is 2 pieces of loot.
Wait,
I didn't even get a piece. We just did 5 dungeons. I didn't get a piece of loot and 5 timed key. Like, what's going on here? Like, that doesn't feel quite right. There's a lot of little, like, the covenant thing obviously is a huge pain point for a lot of people where you just can't, like, if you wanted to play fire mage or not fire mage, if you wanted to play frost mage, even though it's bad, but you were a night fae, you gotta switch to Vinthier to play Frost Mage. It's like that just doesn't seem right. You can't play a spec unless you change covenants, and you can't really change
oh
covenants.
yeah, the balance
Once you
is out of control right
like
now.
the covenant thing is really bad. The balance, yeah, exactly. The balancing like between the specs is not good. The conduit thing is
But
still
hold on, wait, am I
really
in the
awkward.
minority
I don't know.
to thinking that less gear is better? Like, is that not something that people like? I know people like getting gear, obviously. It's like you always want more shit. But like I've been feeling like when I get a piece of loot that's an upgrade, this shit is mine. Like I'm happy about it. Like I got a piece. Like this is like I just got the Infernal Cascade thing. You told me, try for
That's sick.
getting that, whatever. And yeah, so I went and got that, and like it actually I thought I was gonna have to do 40 dungeons, and I know that that's like one of those like guaranteed
Conduits are
ones or
different, yeah.
whatever. But like the fact that that dropped, or like the fact that like when I got the out of my cash from the vault, like I got like one of the best trinkets that I could get. It was like super thick too, and like I was, like I'm like happy about, like it's not like I'm just they're just shitting out loot, and it's like, oh well, I got like 3 pieces of loot, but I'm just not going to use it. At least they gave me something, but I'm not going to. Every time I get a piece of loot, it feels like I'm like it's an actual piece that is worth something, and I think that's great.
Yeah, it is great. It's just the fact that, for instance, I did 40 keys, I think, in 1 week, which is absolutely insane. You should never do 40 keys. That's so dumb. I did 40 keys and I didn't get a single pair of shoulders. I had
What
blue
shoulders were they?
shoulders. Huh?
What shoulders were they? Did you end up getting?
I don't know, but the point is I did 40 keys.
I tried to get
40
I tried to get you to say the
keys.
name so like you like actually knew it.
I
Fuck.
have no idea what they were, but I did
Damn.
40 dungeon Mythic plus timed keys and did not get shoulders. That's an issue. You see what I'm saying? 40 is a dumb number to do. Nobody should ever have to do 40 keys and still have blue shoulders. That's not a thing. And then I, eventually got to the point where I was just running the same dungeon over and over and over and trying to get in the cloth stack groups and praying that they could trade shoulder. Like, it's just, I don't know if the number should be 3 from a timed key. You get 3 pieces of loot or 4 or what it should be, but 2 is just not it. It's just not doing it for me. And like of course, I like that once I get the shoulders, I'm done. I don't have to keep grinding the shoulders. I can put a socket on it on my own later on. That's pretty dope. Which in the long run,
Wait, but it was just like
maybe.
that for you for BFA too. And you got a bunch of loot that from each key.
Well, right,
You had
but
to do underrot 3,000 times
corruption
for the
kind
weapon.
of ruined all that.
No.
Well, no,
This is before corruption.
Well, no, because with VFA, it was I had to do underrot a bunch, and it was like there was more loot, so I wouldn't have to do it. I just got super unlucky with the weapon. Uh, and I had every other piece was I still had. It's a long story, but what was I trying to say? It's
Bro, anyways,
once
listen.
once I got the weapon, I could still get a better version of the weapon, and that felt stupid. It's like, okay, I got the weapon, but actually, I'm not done. It's like, well, that kind of just defeats the whole feeling of like getting the weapon.
Yeah,
It's like,
exactly.
all right, I got it, but it's not Titan. Now it's like you get a thing, you're done with it. That's amazing, but it's like 2 pieces, and from raid loot is dropping like way less, right? It's like half.
Yeah.
There's no bonus rolls, no nothing. So like there's definitely a I can understand somebody like not liking this. Like I can understand somebody preferring the like it's like, all right, I didn't like Titan Forging, but I liked getting a lot of loot. As opposed to like
I
no
don't know how
Titan
to say
Forging but
this.
reduced. I can
So
understand.
maybe
The
you can
vibe.
help me, because I understand that aspect as well. But like I want to get more loot. but I like the game better in the state that it is with getting less loot. I don't know if that makes sense, but it's like I obviously want my character to be better faster. But I think the side effect of getting less loot is what we have right now, which is, things actually matter. It's like you go into her, if you go into, next week when I go into heroic or I go into mythic, I got loot from last week and it's going to be that much easier, even if it's just 2 or 3 pieces that I got throughout the whole week, maybe something out of the vault or whatever. I think that just feels so much better than like the week just blurring together of loot, and it doesn't really matter. You got a little Titan Forge here. It's like all a bunch of nothing. And yeah, I don't know. That maybe I'm the minority, but
Well,
I feel like the game is better for the way that it is. You don't agree?
Yeah, for sure. Like I'm in that camp. Like I prefer I hated Titan Forging, dude, with a passion. Like I'm glad we have this. I'm just saying 2 pieces of loot per Mythic Plus. That's too low. That's all I'm saying. Raid, it can be whatever it is. It is what it is.
It feels horrible when you pug an 11 awful, right? It doesn't matter, right? Because it's tyrannical. They're all awful. So you pug an 11 awful, and it takes you an hour. You got 60 deaths, and the 2 pugs out of the 5, 3 are in your guild, 2 are pugs. They get loot, and you get nothing. That sucks.
Well, yeah, I'm just like, I'm gonna hold on to that memory of doing 40 keys and not getting
But you
shoulders
got
in
it.
any of the 40 keys. Yeah, after a week, I got them the following week. That's just, I don't know. It's just not acceptable to me. It's like I'm cool. I would rather have this, but like the number 2 is just not the number if that can happen. That's all I'm saying. And I understand. Anyway, we're harping on the same thing. Anyway, but that's kind of my point. It's like even though we got what we wanted, right? Like seemingly, there's like maybe still little pain points left over of like, we already kind of listed off a bunch of examples, but Shadowlands is still in this weird kind of state where it's like, oh man, we checked so many boxes, but now there's like new unchecked boxes that we didn't expect, but also could have been checked if Blizzard. I don't know. It's just very, very, very like, I don't know what the word
That's
is.
a
Like, kinda
very
ominous or, like,
pessimistic way of looking at it, dude.
melancholy. Well, that's what I'm saying is like I should feel like ecstatic. You know what I mean? Like Shadowlands is checking off so many boxes, and for the most part, I am happy. I feel way more positively about this expansion than BFA, right? Like I'm chilling, I'm happy. But there are just obvious things that they got wrong. You know what I mean? It's not even that like it's like difficult things that they got wrong. It's just like, oh man, like you guys couldn't even do that. Like, oh come on. Anyway, I don't know. It is pessimistic.
Well, we're gonna
but,
fucking digress from that one, dude, because this is really bringing me down
as a whole. Yeah, just trying to think of the game as a whole and see, like, take it all in a bit. See what people are saying.
Because I'm giving them a fucking round of applause, and I know that there are things that could always improve. There's obviously improvements that can be made. Whatever. But this is the best I think I could have ever asked for from Blizzard. There's no, like, if you would have asked me 2 years ago if I think Blizzard was capable of making a game like Shadowlands right now, I would say, fuck no. They are not capable of doing this. And they did it. And they did it great. They fucking nailed it. And there's obviously some pain points. There's some things that I super dislike. And it's all just like shit that revolves around like things being inconvenient, things taking a long time. Like I did 2 whatever Torghast back in the day when it was, a level 3 or 4 whatever by myself as an arcane mage, and that was miserable. Like there was like some things that had happened in where I was way out in the mall, right? It was way out in the mall, way the hell out there, and I'm sitting there like whatever, I'm doing good, I'm on my way running back, and then because I have war mode on, I just lose 500 Stygia. At the time, I thought that meant something. I know now it doesn't mean shit, but like I thought that meant something. So I was like super upset that I'd have to walk my ghost ass or whatever all the way out there, figure out where my body is, fucking like pick my shit up and not die in the time, like whatever. So I was super miserable about that. But that's like such like the minority of the time that I've been playing this game. I've been playing Mythic Plus. I've been having a blast. PvP, I've been having a blast. The raids have been so much fun. Like, I feel really, really good about this expansion. And the shit that is bad, or the shit that are pain points, I'm going to leave them as pain points, and I'm going to leave them as little like, all right, I'll give you a few, Blizzard, and the game is still amazing.
Yeah, I feel that for sure. I think that's where I am too. Is that
Hell
like
yeah.
this is one of the best. You know, I don't know. I'm trying to think of it like obviously it's I would say it's better than BFA, but now I'm thinking like, okay, is it better than Legion? You know, because I feel like that's the closest. I mean, obviously it's the next closest expansion, but I feel like it's pretty damn similar to old Legion. What do you think about that? Because that's like pretty.
Okay.
You kind of came back from Legion.
Okay. There's two things about this one, my guy. Okay. First thing is that nostalgia hasn't hit, but we do have the new hotness, right? So it's maybe not nostalgia, but we have the new hotness. I think that, yes, exactly what Heavy just said. The start of Shadowlands is so much better than the start of Legion. I don't know how it's going to turn out later. But right now I feel like I'm having so much more fun. And even though I had a blast in Legion, I thought it was amazing. I think this fucking tramples all over the launch, especially because of how going into normal was such a stupid decision from me and my guild. Going into normal being as difficult as it was day one, week one, you know, going into, you know, then into heroic being still difficult, and now right now Mythic rating seems just as difficult, comparative. I think just that alone is like, damn, this expansion is good. Like the fact that they have bosses like Sludge Fist that like we wipe and we wipe and we wipe, but everyone's like, as we're wiping, I've never had this happen ever. As we're wiping on a boss, several people are like, this is the best fight ever. Like having fun fucking wiping on a boss. That is like, you don't really enjoy the boss until afterwards. I remember killing Jaina and being like, man, I'm glad I'm done with that shit. But like Sludge Fist is like, I'm like, we're dying to stupid sludge. We thought we were the worst guild in the goddamn world. We're having a damn blast, dude. It's so like, I'm telling you, man. Yeah, I digress. I think it's far better than the start of Legion.
Damn. Okay. Because I was gonna say, I think it's better than the start of Legion, but the only reason that I think that is because the legendary situation in Legion at the beginning of Legion just ruined everything. I think if that situation wasn't going, like the start of Legion was freaking, oh my god, dude, like that shit was because Mythic Plus wasn't a thing. World Quests weren't a thing before Legion. Like when Legion came out, that shit was hype and everything was awesome. And then you realize that legendaries were RNG and you just hated your entire existence, So that kind of ruined the entire thing. But now Shadowlands is like, oh shit, it's kind of like Legion where like everything's kind of dope and like, oh shit, everything's good. Like I'm struggling to find a bad part. And the things that you would think are like the huge bad parts, like, I was feeling pretty damn negative about covenants, right? And conduits. Like I was feeling like they were going to ruin the game, right? And to an extent, they do a little bit, in certain situations.
I thought you were going a different direction with that.
Well, in certain situations, they absolutely ruin the game for me. But I don't run into those situations very much. I don't run into them nearly as much as I did with Legion Legendaries. Like the Legion Legendary thing was like literally all content is just worse because those things are RNG. The Covenant thing is like it's only worse if in very specific settings. You know what I mean? And most of the time you don't notice it and you just kind of go with the flow.
Bro, you fucking got me. You pulled me for a loop, dude. Imagine if the Legion Legendaries had a system where it would take a week, but you could change it. You can change the legendary option. Dude, that's what covenants are.
If you just had the Shadowlands thing, oh my. The Shadowlands
legendary. No, what I'm saying is like the fact. No, what I'm saying is the fact. Well, obviously, yeah, they nailed the legendary system in Shadowlands. But like I'm saying, make covenants and just take away the covenant word and put legendary. If Legion had the same system where you picked your legendary, whatever, you got a legendary, random legendary drop as you did. But if you didn't
Oh
like that
yeah,
legendary, you could
I
change
see what
it.
you're saying. I see what you're saying.
It would be
Because
amazing. So
it would be
that's
yeah, it would be the same thing, yeah. Because it's like it's amazing because you get to choose the one that you want. But the bad thing is that you can't switch it depending on the situation. But at least you get
yes.
the one that you want. It's like,
Yes, at
okay, start
least you have
there.
the choice that if you fucking hate the permanent option that we gave you, it's no longer permanent. And I think that shit is cool. Even
Yeah.
though the whole Frost Mage Venthyr is ridiculous. All right, whatever is going on in Blizzard, you need to fix the some covenants being 8% better. That has to be fixed. That
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
like stay, like the balancing is so out of control. Like the fact that like you can get you can go into a Mythic Plus as a Frost Mage and you're doing, let's say 3.5k overall, right? But then you get your legendary that's like the whatever glacial fragments, whatever, and now you're
Yeah.
doing 5.5k, like literally doubling
Yeah.
your damage. Like
It's
that
20% of your damage.
that is so ridiculous. Like, so, I mean, I like ridiculous shit, but it's not like that for every class. Some classes stay down in the dirt. And so they really have some work to do with balance. But when it comes to class versus, that class versus that class, like, Demon Hunter versus Demon Hunter or Mage versus Mage, I think it works out good enough right now, the Covenant system. Obviously, I'm
Right.
hoping for 9.1. They all band together. Then we can choose whatever fucking power we want whenever we want.
Right.
That's what I'm hoping for. They're not going to do it, but that would be fucking amazing.
Yeah. It wouldn't take much for this expansion just to, almost be flawless. You know what I mean? Like it really wouldn't take much for there to be, yeah, it's got a lot going for it. For sure.
Hell yeah,
Maybe,
dude.
dude, maybe just imagine, dude, if like, yeah, 9.1 rolls around and they're like, all right, you can change your covenant, I don't know, like once a day or something. I don't know how they would do it. Or it's like the abilities, or you can't change your covenant, but the abilities are unlocked or whatever it is. And like your conduits change when you change specs. Oh, we be in business,
Oh, we're
bro.
done. We're done. It's now the
We're
greatest game
good.
in history
Good to
ever.
go. Yeah. Dude, we'd be so good to go.
I agree
Yeah.
with you, by the way. It would be
Yeah.
probably the greatest game ever in history if like they
Yeah.
did those things.
Yep. I mean, there's always like little things they Blizzard needs to work on, like we're seeing this week with good old Tyrannical rearing its ugly ass head, just being
Fuck
the worst
tyrannical,
thing, dude.
dude.
Yeah, like that's just been
Oh.
an issue since literally since it came out in Legion. The fact that Tyrannical is still a thing and it's still such a massive issue and just like makes the game miserable for so many people is just I don't know how they keep that one around. And again, incredibly simple fix, you know what I mean? Like you could literally just get rid of it. It's always fortified and everybody's happier, you know what I mean? Like I
And
don't
if
know.
they wanted
That's the
it's a
kind of thing that
variance,
really weighs on
if
me.
they wanted like some type of variance, they could just be fortified weeks and non-fortified weeks. It would be totally fine, dude.
That's
Totally
better.
fine.
Yeah. But in the same breath, Prideful might be the best affix they've ever made, the seasonal affix they've ever made. So it's like,
Mm,
what is going on here, dude? Like you're just like you're hitting all these you're checking all these boxes.
okay,
Prideful is amazing
it's definitely head to head with Bwansomni. Like
with
with
reaping.
Bobby
Yeah,
Sandy. Yeah, with Bobby Sandy
yep.
coming out and just like spitting out a bunch of dudes. It is definitely like head to head with that one, which is absolutely amazing. Like I really do think that Prideful is a fucking next level. Like the way just the little things, right? The fact that you get a speed increase, just that like just makes you feel juiced up. As soon as you kill that dude, it like you get that animal power and you're just running at Mach 30 ready to go to the next pack. And yeah, I think it's fucking sweet. Except, did you know this? That if you wipe enough and fail the key enough, that the dude at the end that gives you the Prideful stops spawning.
Huh.
Yeah, so they're like, yeah, guy, you're not getting this key.
Well, I know
we're
I know
we're gonna pack on out of here.
well, the fact that that guy exists at all is awesome.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
then
it's
I
cool.
know he like only ever gives you 5 pridefuls or something because I think like yeah, you can. It's like all right, you get 5 pridefuls. If you can't do it after that, like just get out. You're not like just leave. It's not meant to be like
Yeah.
just
Well,
like that
guys,
makes
we
sense.
tried.
Yeah, it's definitely cool that that's a thing. Like helps you time or not time keys, but still complete keys.
Yeah.
Maybe you're trying to get that 14 done for your weekly vault. Which the weekly vault is, oh my god. There's so many, just everywhere you look, there's like something awesome
So
that they just
I got a
nailed in
question.
Shadowlands.
I got a question. So you know how like there's always like WoW competitors that come out, and one of the ones that has a nice little place in most of our memories is WildStar, right? And
Wildstar.
I'm thinking like, yeah, like WildStar was like basically World of Warcraft with some weird funky twists that apparently didn't catch on good enough to overtake WoW. But like it just shows Shadowlands shows that it is possible, right? Like if WildStar would have done more of Shadowlands stuff where it's like, legendary acquisition, and like you got the classes go crazy and the covenants and all the stuff and whatever. Like if they did something along that lines instead of trying to go back to 40-man raids, which no one fucking likes, not even the classic people, I bet. But like, like if that, it just shows that it is possible to beat previous WoWs, but no one is able to do it. At least no one up to this point.
Oh, dude. Big good segue, dude. Big speaking of which, bro. Riot is making an MMO, and we've kind of known about this, but now it's come out that Ghost Crawler, who you may have heard about because he used to work at WoW, he's a big dog lead systems designer at WoW. He's gonna be working on it.
Yeah, that is
Ghost Crawler.
crazy.
And I don't know much about Ghost Caller. I don't know what he brought into the game. I don't know. He's a big old name. Everybody's heard that name. You know what I mean? He who has all that Blizzard knowledge. Is working on the new Riot MMO. Who just Riot is just everything they do is amazing for some reason. I don't know how they do it, but they're making an MMO. It's not going to be out anytime soon. You know what I mean? Like that's what they said. It's like it's not going to be anytime soon, but they are making an MMO someday. You know what I mean? That super hype. If it's
When
like
we
WoW
talked
at all,
about
dude. Oh,
we talked
Valorant,
about
dude. Like they. Oh
I
my.
know. We talked about Ashes of Creation, and then there's like a few other games that come to mind when you're talking about other MMOs or whatever, and everyone's like, oh, this might be a good game to play, this might be whatever. And then we had big conversation long time ago. I'm talking like 6, 7, 8, 9 months ago. We're like, damn, what would it take to like really overthrow WoW? And we're like, well, the only company that could do it right now is Riot. There's literally
Yeah.
no other company that could do it. And fucking Riot is, dude, if they make an MMO with a healer, a tank, and a DPS, if they don't have those, we're done. We're not talking anymore, right? Healer, tank, and DPS, and if it's in the world of League of Legends, they need the damage meter needs to be like, what's it called?
Built in.
Built-in default. Like the damage meter needs to be huge, massive, a ladder where like you just literally see it. Everybody's, anyways. But like, Riot is the only company that can do it. Like, and I feel like this is gonna be so at the end of Shadowlands, it'll be about 2 years. Like, we're gonna probably start getting some little trickly news. Ooh, that is gonna be that's gonna be a good time. That's gonna be a good
lot of
time.
stuff coming up, like Shadowlands being so hype, and then classic Burning Crusade coming out sometime.
Don't get me
whenever
started.
That's coming out, dude. I don't know when that's coming out, but oh my, like that's gonna be so hype, bro. I don't know if it's gonna be like
that's gonna be fun.
That's gonna be hype. That's gonna be sick.
So like most people like about vanilla, like I think vanilla had its like it definitely sparked something in back in the day type MMOs, retro MMOs. It got like that old school feel where you're like really just digging your way through the game, and you're carving your way in. But Burning Crusade is really what World of Warcraft like tried to be at the start. Like that's where the game started. I truly believe that. Like it was classic was the experiment. That was the beta. That was the alpha. 100% Burning Crusades is where they were like, this is the fucking game. This game is damn near perfect at this point from the technology standpoint that we have right now. It was like a perfect game, right? Like it's like the 007 of FPSs, right? Or of MMOs, but for FPSs, right? Like The
Hmm.
golden eye, that's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
N64, you know?
Yeah, dude, the
It's
aiming
like
in
that.
that
It's
was
like
sick.
yep. I tried it again, dude. I look at the ceiling the whole time. It's horrible. But yeah, so like I'm thinking that Burning Crusade is gonna be a nice little break from retail when it comes out. Hopefully they manage that good.
Yeah, dude, I've been playing this game too long, bro. I think that's the problem. I think like if I didn't play for a while, if I didn't play in BFA, that's probably the big one. If I didn't play during BFA and then came back for Shadowlands, dude, I would probably be out of my mind happy about
Yeah.
this. I
Yep.
think like I am happy, but dude, like just playing this game, playing the same damn game for I don't even know how 6 years straight. I've been raiding every week of my life for 4 years or whatever we were talking about the other day. Like it's just been a nonstop. Like, it's hard to get your hopes up, and like keep your hopes up about stuff. But dude, like Shadowlands is coming through, bro. Now you got TBC coming through. I didn't even get to really experience that. So like that might be ridiculously hype for me, bro.
Yep.
Classic TBC and like playing it with people, like already having friends, like going into it and playing it with. Oh my god, like that's gonna be sick.
Yeah,
I
it's
mean,
gonna be a lot of fun.
we're planning on making guides and shit for it too. So like raid check pool should be, a part of that. You know what I'm saying? Oh my
Retro
god, it's gonna
check
be.
pull, dude. Hell yeah.
Oh no, dude,
Damn,
dude.
dude. So yeah, about the whole break thing. Like I took a break when around it was like November of 2019, right? So like that's when I took a break. So like I had a solid like a good year of not playing World of Warcraft. Like because I actually stopped raiding before that. So it was like maybe like October or something. So I had like a good year of not playing WoW, not raiding, whatever. And
Yeah,
maybe that has skewed my perspective on Shadowlands being so good. Maybe you're right. Maybe like the fact that like you went from Mythic raiding doing all the upkeep that you have to do with corruption and shit like that, and then coming right into Shadowlands. It's like there's a little bit of fatigue there. I bet, right? Even though
yeah,
like obviously you're hyped for new expansions, you like the leveling process. Everyone starts up as 0, and then it's all the new shit, all the new classes, spells, abilities, whatever. Like but yeah, maybe that has something to do with like why you're like, yeah, well the covenants could be better or this could be, but maybe
yeah,
yeah, that probably has something to
right.
do with it.
I think I still have BFA brain, where like I'm just
Yeah.
I'm just used to being pissed about everything. So it's like my brain is just not my brain's just not ready to be happy yet. I am
What do you
happy,
mean?
but
This raid is
I'm
great?
still
Fuck that. I want a shit raid. Like even something good,
no,
you're just pissed about.
no. This boss sucks a little bit, so I'm gonna focus on this one being bad. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah. I hate Sun King. This raid is
yeah.
terrible. The whole raid
This
is
en-
fucking terrible.
this entire raid is Sun King Salvation. Yeah, yeah. I still got BFA brain for
That's
sure, and
funny,
it
dude.
always
We
like
have to like coin that BFA brain. That's funny.
BFA brain, yeah. Because the expansion, like it's only gonna get better over the course of it. You would think, right? Like that's how it usually goes.
Hopefully.
The expansion starts out kind of weird. There's some big pain points and whatever, and then they figure out, oh, legendaries probably shouldn't be entirely random or whatever. Oh, there should be an Azerite vendor. Duh. They finally figured out. So there's gonna be some stuff like that down the line. And dude, I mean, I'm thinking the rumors are that the next raid is gonna be in Ardenweald, which is one of the sickest zones I've ever
100%.
experienced in the game. So that raid
Yep.
might be on point too, dude. That shit might be sick. And then like, oh my god, this expansion is insane, bro.
Oh,
Just the
got a
more I
cough.
think about it.
Sorry.
Oh,
What do you think about next tier having the tier pieces possibly having two, or tier sets possibly having two legendaries, maybe? Like that would be wild. That would shake things up a lot.
yeah,
Unlocking a
for real.
second legendary slot. Woo!
Yeah, they can go. They got a lot of different ways. I think
But you know what
Ian was
they're
saying.
gonna do? 100%. I'm calling it right now. You ready for this?
Hmm?
They're 100% gonna make it so it's only one slot still, and you can put two legendary effects on one slot.
Oh, I see
That's
what
what
you're
they're gonna
saying.
fucking do. 100%.
Ooh, that'd be smart.
That
I
would be
see
great.
that. I see what you're saying. But yeah, Ian was saying that they already have sort of like tier sets, like the visuals of them, like the cosmetics of them. They already have those like worked out. You know, like they're already
That's
working on
fucking
that shit.
dope.
They're just trying to figure out how to implement it into the game, like how many slots it should be and like how powerful they should be or whatever. Like they're working on that stuff and like when is the next tier or the tier after that or whatever. So that's pretty sick that they're already like that's coming down the pipeline because tier sets have always been like one of the best, you know, character progression systems in the game in my book. And then having yeah, exactly like having a second legendary maybe on top of that, and we don't know where like renown is gonna go, like where soulbind is gonna go. We're gonna have 3 conduits, or we're gonna have more soulbind traits. Are there gonna be more soulbind? Like there's a million ways they could go with
You
all
know what I
this.
like about Shadowlands the most? I know this is gonna sound stupid, but you just brought up Renowned. What I like about Shadowlands the most is there's a whole bunch of content that I don't have to do.
Yeah, yeah,
You know, like, can we like stop and like think about that for a second? Like the renown system, like you have to do it, but it's almost automatic. You log in and you're getting all the renown shit, right? So it's like
yep,
almost automatic. It's just a time gated thing, just to like slowly build up power progression, whatever. And I'm cool with that, and I'm cool with like unlocking your soul binds, whatever through time. We'll get them all eventually, and the mission table is way more fun than the old mission table. So like I like that there's like the maw is like if you really go ham, you're gonna get a benefit, but you don't have to. Torghast,
yeah,
if you are having a difficult time doing an 8, you could do a whole bunch of 3s. And you're eventually just, you eventually cap out. Like I like that, like you just like it's basically play the game how you want to play the game and get out of it what you want to get out of it, and then fucking be done. And I love that, dude. Like I really
yeah,
like that. I like that the other day, like a couple days ago, and I know we're gonna be closing up soon, but like a couple days ago, I like was like, man, what do I want to do right now? Like I kind of want a PvP so I can get some of that conquest and then upgrade some like items or whatever. But I was like, man, I really want to get that conduit that's in the plague fall, and I also want to practice my rotation in the raid. Maybe I'll jump into a pug raid. And I'm like, wait a second, dude. There's so much shit I actually want to do in the game. And then there's also so much shit I could do that I just don't have to do.
yeah,
It's
yeah,
so fucking awesome.
yeah.
And then there's times where I
I like
do
that a
want
lot.
to do that stuff. There's times where I do want to get on. It's early in the morning, I have a coffee. I don't feel like, putting on my gamer brain. I'm not PvPing or going into dungeons right now. I'm just chilling out. Just trying to see, check out the lore a little bit. Run around Ardenweald where I can complete some quests, get some anima reservoir, whatever the fuck it's called. Like there's so like I fucking love it, dude. This is a great dude. It's a great game. I'm
Well,
happy,
yeah,
man.
I was realizing today I had to like do some renown quest or something. I haven't been to Maldraxxus in like 2 weeks. Like I haven't even been in the zone because like I haven't had to. The only reason I really had to go to Revendreth is to get to the raid. The only reason I'm in Ardenweald is because I'm a Night Fae on the mage. The only reason I'm in Bastion is because I'm a Kyrian on the monk. I don't have a reason to go to Maldraxxus. Like it's kind of weird. Like you really don't have to. You don't have to go out and clear the world quest map every day. You don't have to go,
Oh
yeah,
my
like
god, you
spam
reminded me. I so
stuff.
happy we don't have to do that. Oh,
Yeah.
so happy we don't have to
So
do that.
yeah, I don't know. We're chilling.
But
I
there's
had a
like there's some like world bosses and some like 250 anima. I got like something caught in my goddamn throat.
yeah,
There's like 250 anima little quests or whatever that happen. And those I like actually get excited to like go out and do some like little shitter quests, right? And just like complete something, like just to complete it and get a
yep.
little bit 250. And I don't know why. It just sounds like a lot of anima. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And I don't
Right.
really get shit out of it, whatever. But like, I don't know. It's a cool ass game, and I'm really happy with the way that it's turned out, man. I couldn't be happier.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, dude. I feel like that's a good summary of how we're feeling. There's not too much like crazy wow news. You know what I mean? Like there's no like bombshells being dropped. Like even the interview that Sloot had recently, I think that this week, a couple days ago, maybe that Sloot had with Ian, which normally an interview with Ian, he's like dropping bombs. You just just random like, oh my god, information. But even that, it was pretty chill. It was mostly like, yeah, Shadowlands is pretty good, and we're fixing things, and we got plans. It's like, Okay.
Yeah,
Or
yeah, yep.
I guess everything's okay. All right, everything's good in WoW Town. I saw some article today that like I don't know if I can find it, but like Activision Blizzard stock closes at a 27-year all-time high. So Blizzard's
Holy.
Blizzard's kind of chilling, and dude, I don't know. It's a weird time with the world events. But for some reason, like Twitch and gaming and WoW and everybody's everybody's chilling. It's a little bit weird. I'm so yeah. I feel like some bad stuff is supposed to be happening, but it's not. So I feel like I'm
Yeah,
missing.
it's like we're supposed to be sensational, dude. It's supposed to be like the sky is falling, but whatever, dude.
Is limit cheating? That's as close. That's as close as we can
Oh
get
God.
because they
All
didn't
right,
they didn't stream for 1 hour.
but yeah, they accidentally killed the boss. Do you want to go into question time?
Yeah, dude, let's do it.
All
If you're
right.
watching live, send in the questions. If you got anything, we'll try to scroll through the chat and see if we missed anything. But yeah, send in your questions if you got questions or anything you want to say. See what's up before we wrap up here. It's a pretty wandering podcast. Just
Yeah,
going all over the
yeah.
place.
I think we needed a release, both of us, dude. We've been so fucking consumed that maybe we just needed to, get all of our sporadic thoughts out into the ether.
Yeah,
Um,
for sure.
so,
Because
so,
dude, I'm aimless right now. My brain is just full of like 7 million things. You know what I mean? Like I can't
I feel like I'm
can't
simming
pick
right
where to go.
now.
Yeah, yeah. I am
So it
sitting
says,
right
actually, so Michael asked, sorry, man, gotta disagree. The table sucks. So that is what's great is that you literally don't have to do it. Like that is
now.
it's not like the table sucks and it's like, all right, well, it's not that bad, just get through it, whatever, blah blah blah. It's like you could fucking ignore it completely and your game is not getting any better or worse. Like, so it's like that's what's super cool about it. It's like, the mall, it's like someone's like, dude, I don't want to go in the mall ever. It's like, well, then don't. You
Don't do
literally
it.
do not have to. And we're not the
Yeah.
type of players. We're like, trust when we say this, like, or at least I say this, like, I am not the type of person who says that don't do shit, that you don't want to do because of whatever. If there was power behind the mall, like actual, like decent amount of power, I would be telling you have to do it. Like just like the
Right.
mission table. If there was any type of like reputation grind that you had to like achieve or something that was crazy, I would say you have to do it. So I'm not like definitely not saying like, oh well, you can do whatever you want. If you want to, you can be a casual little shitter. And it's like that's not at all what I'm saying. It's actually doesn't matter if you like doing the table as I do, and I only started liking it after Zach's taught me how to fucking play it. Like it's actually pretty dope the way that they worked it out. And you just get little bonuses. It's like little baby bonuses. Like you get a 35 anima times 5, whatever they're 6, whatever the fuck that is. It's like almost nothing. And anima is nothing. So even if you get anima, it doesn't matter. The best quest to do on the mission table is the XP. What?
I wonder if we're gonna be complaining about the same things that we're saying right now, saying like things don't matter. I wonder if in like toward the end of the expansion we're gonna be like nothing matters. You don't have to do anything. You know what I'm saying? Like I wonder if the tables will turn and we're just cool with it right
The
now.
table.
The mission tables will turn, dude. I mean I don't think so because
Well, they could hope.
they-
I mean, because then we could always walk into we could easily waltz our way into Warlords of Draenor territory, right?
right.
So,
But still, I don't know. Like there was literally nothing to do in WAD. It's not
yeah,
like
it wasn't like I was
things-
upset at what I had to do. It was that there wasn't anything to do.
yeah, I wanted to clear the world map of Warcraft.
Yeah.
They didn't exist. Yeah,
God, that's because Mythic Plus didn't exist. That's it. That's why Mythic
yeah.
Plus saved the
And
game.
and like
Any other
challenge modes were
questions?
sick, but they were just like kind of limited. Yeah, I got one right here. It's from Owen. What are your expectations on where we are going in the Shadowlands? I don't know what specifically you mean. Um, but dude, I think there's a crazy road ahead of us, put it that way, in Shadowlands. And with this kind of start that we're having, and the fact and like just everything about Shadowlands is just like I don't know what's coming next, bro. Like we're in Death Town. You know, we're in the Death Realm. What does that even mean? And then like everything's just uh above expectation. It's like, okay, well, maybe the next raid is gonna be sick. Dude, I don't know.
We still don't know what's going on with
Trying to think.
Sylvanas. Like the rune carver is just like, barely hanging on by a chain, if you know what I mean.
There's a lot of
You know,
mysteries, yeah.
yeah, the jailer. Like we don't. There's a whole bunch of shit going on. We have a bunch of heroes like fucking I don't know, the not Ursoc, but the one that looks just like Ursoc, and then the dragon lady Yezera or whatever. There's a bunch of heroes all over the damn place. We got Vosh J sitting up there in Maldraxxus. I don't know what the hell she's doing. So like, I'm sure that we're gonna start seeing like some of these pieces come together.
What did you call her?
Her name's Vosh J, right? Or is like
Va-
Vaj?
La- Lady Voss J.
What would you call her?
It's just Lady Voss. Dude. The J is silent.
That's not American. I speak
Didn't
American.
you fight her? You fought her when she was original, dude. And
I did, and I called her Voss J. Okay.
Oh no, Voss J.
All right. Thanks, pulling Voss J. And
Sounds she's an Indian lady or something.
I was gonna do an accent,
Voss
which would have been really racist.
Yeah, that would not
So
have
I'm
been
not.
good, dude.
Yeah, I'm not gonna do that.
That's not it.
Yeah, I think that's I think that's about it for right now. And I again, I apologize about the misleading title. It was an absolute joke, dude. Hopefully next time I can make one that's even worse and we can get 30 dislikes beforehand. Holy Jesus. Well, anyways, yeah. We usually do this on Friday whenever we can at 3:00, and then we post them up on Saturday so you can have for your work week. We have some raid streams coming Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday for sure on the YouTube. But then Zach's twitch.tv/ZachZachi also will be streaming high end Mythic rating. If you want to go see that level of play. Any last words, Zach Zachi?
I don't know. Yeah, sorry for the late podcast. It seems like 3 p.m. on Fridays just isn't our thing, dude. But maybe one day we'll be consistent. Oh my god, it's midnight. What have we done? Anyway, yeah, thanks for listening. And yeah, Shadowlands is sick. See you next time.
See ya.